welcome to another episode of 1923 Main Street.
Home of the Daddy-Daughter Disney Travel Podcast. We are your hosts.
I am Mike Bellobraddock.
And I'm Amelia Bellobraddock, and welcome to today's episode as we discuss favorite dining, attractions, and more at Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom and EPCOT parks.
Yes, we are sticking with 2 parks today. At first, we were going to be aggressive and try to do all 4 parks, but I don't think we'd be able to do any justice to that. And maybe even 2 is going to be a challenge, but we're going to try to do it rapid fire in 30 minutes.
There's so much to talk about, so let's jump right into it.
So let's jump right in. And in case you didn't notice, we are going in the order the parks opened. So today, Magic Kingdom and EPCOT. Let's start with Magic Kingdom, the original Walt Disney World park. Let's start with favorite attractions, Amelia.
All right. Well, first of all, I just like to say I totally noticed that we did the first 2 that were opening. I was completely aware of that. But if you're asking me about my favorite attraction, I love them all, and I just can't pick a favorite. But if I had to, I'd pick Big Thunder.
Big Thunder Mountain Railroad is your favorite attraction in the park.
Yes.
The thing about the Magic Kingdom is there's
so much.
There's so much there, and I know you don't love it, but really, and I think
it's not that I don't love it. It's
as much as
I
some
love
other
the other
parks.
ones more.
But I think
it's not last place.
The more you think about it and talk about it, there's far more there in many ways than any other park. But I'm going to get into that, why I say that. Okay, so mine is, you know what? I love so many of them from the very beginning, and I love a lot that have gone. But still, it's the old classic.
I think Space and Splash are second and third for me.
Where is Haunted Mansion on your list?
Way down.
Well, for me...
It's way down.
For me, it's still Haunted Mansion. And I also, relating to that, everybody who loves Haunted Mansion, you must go into Memento Mori when you exit that ride. That is the little shop that will be on your left. It used to be Yankee Trader before Memento Mori, and then several years ago, they came up with a great idea that Haunted Mansion deserves its own shop like so many other rides have. Don't you love that shop?
I'll admit, it's a good shop and very well themed, actually, for a creepy house. But you know why I don't like it? You can blame whatever Imagineer built the part that caused the technical difficulty that gave me nightmares when I was 5 and sat in front of Constance for 20 minutes.
That was the best, because I could take photos in the dark when the ride was still.
Excellent photos. Creepy nightmares for your daughter. What a trade-off.
I want to ask you something since we're on this. Do you know what Memento Mori means?
Of course, but why don't you tell the people who don't know?
It's Latin, and it means remember death, or remember you must die, which I think is awesome.
Grim.
Most people probably don't really give second thought to what that actually means, but it's a great name for the shop, for the Haunted Mansion. And even if you like Haunted Mansion a little bit, you must go in there. There's some pretty cool stuff. They even have those very popular photos that follow you as you move and you turn into like a dead person. We did those. It's really cool. We're still trying to find a frame that holds 3 8x10 photos in one frame. It's almost impossible to find. So that's why we haven't framed those yet. And we've had them for 5 years at least, maybe longer.
So I say just prop them up somewhere, but no. We're waiting for a frame.
So for me, Haunted Mansion. But the thing is,
really,
it's hard to actually pick a favorite attraction in that park, really, because like you said, there's so many. There's
I give honorable mentions to Splash, Space, and Buzz Lightyear.
You know what I'm just thinking? Let's flip it. What attractions do you not like or not care for at all in that park?
I'm not going to be negative.
Well, it's not that. It's just you have some that you really don't care about. Other people may love them. I'm just curious what you think. I know one that pops into my head right away.
That I don't like?
That I don't care for that much.
Okay, what is it?
Jungle Cruise.
Okay.
I used to love it.
I just forgot about that one.
I used to love it,
when
I was little.
But that I don't like. It's just that they just flip my mind. Like, oh yeah, that's there.
And another one for me, as I know you will not like hearing, is the Speedway, which I mentioned a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about, what were we talking about?
You see,
Disney Dreaming episode.
It's not the Speedway.
It's the Speedway in its
No, it's not the Speedway you don't like.
For 50
years.
It's
the gas you don't like.
Well, it's 50 years old. And
it's as you put it, it's Yesterdayland.
Yeah, Yesterdayland. So the Speedway is just one I would never go on. unless you force me. And honestly, I
did.
usually
I
send
forced
Mummy
you.
with you, but yeah.
Was true. And I never got one of those licenses. I want a Speedway license.
Yeah, we have to ask for them.
And now I can't get one.
We still have the original ones when it was called Grand Prix Raceway. All you longtime listeners will remember Grand Prix Raceway. That's what that was called when it first opened. And you know what? Let's look at lands.
Great.
Let's talk about lands.
Oh,
in the
Grand
Magic
Prix, is that
Kingdom.
from Cars?
Well, Grand Prix is a actual racing circuit.
It
so,
is?
Yeah. So that's why you hear. That's why you hear that.
Again, completely aware of everything. I learned nothing new on this episode so far.
What is your favorite land? If someone asked you which land in the Magic Kingdom is the best Imagineered land, and we will include Main Street USA, because people often don't think of it as a land. But remember the original song,
I think
7 Lands and More. Main Street was included.
Yes, I can't sing it, but remember, it's called The Welcome. Just
the Welcome
go listen.
Medley.
Go listen.
Oh, I missed that song.
Find it. It's not on Spotify, but find it, people. Okay, it's great. But anyway, there's 7. Okay, I love Main Street. It's a great land. It's not, but there's no rides.
Yeah, but you know what? I think Main Street is, I don't think it gets the respect it really deserves.
No.
People walk down it and go shopping, but they don't really pay attention. And there's tons of cool Imagineering on Main Street.
I respect Main Street, but I can't say it's my favorite because that would be a blatant outright lie.
But you can appreciate Main Street.
Yeah.
I really think, there's a lot there to take in.
I love them all, but I really like Frontierland.
Hey, that's mine.
Because they have a lot of roller coasters there, right? Like they have Splash Mountain, which I love, which we don't go on nearly enough, and now they're changing it. So you see, we should have gone on last trip when I told you to. Another example of me being right. And so I love that one. I love Big Thunder. That's my favorite ride, so I have to. Big Thunder is just, I would love that land if it had nothing else in it. Where there's just so much in there.
And Tom Sawyer Island.
Right. You see, you're just adding more.
And I love the theming. Always, ever since a kid, that sort of country. See, this is your countryside. You resist having, but it's
I don't like the country.
It's sort of that Old West feel to Frontierland, and I really like it too. And Adventureland next door has sort of grown on me. I like Adventureland too, because it's when you're little, it's sort of like, whoa, Adventureland.
Adventureland. I love Tom Sawyer Island because there's like caves and like, I like to think of myself as an adventurer, but I think Frontierland should be Adventureland.
What do you
mean?
mean?
Tom Sawyer, and you get to go to the caves, and you get to shoot people, and you're going on a mountain trek. That's adventurous.
Yeah, well, Adventureland's a little bit different meaning, but what's your least favorite land in the Magic Kingdom?
Adventureland.
Oh, see?
Adventureland. I don't know why I don't like it. I mean,
do you not like what's in it? Do you not like the theming? What do you not like about it?
I didn't say that right. I don't.
I'm not saying you don't like it
as much as the other ones.
Right. I'm just asking if you're so if you could go to every land except for one, for you it would be Adventureland that fell off the table first.
Yeah, because it's just the other rides. If I'm making a list, it's not like I don't like it. It's just all the other ones go higher.
And you know what? I think that might be for me as well. I would say Tomorrowland because I really think Tomorrowland just needs some help.
It needs some help, but they have space. They have the People Mover. They have Astro Orbiter. They have, well, you call it Yesterdayland, but they have the Speedway, which I'm personally a grand fan of.
And Tron is coming,
and
right?
Tron, you see.
So that's going to help.
Tomorrowland might boost up in front of Frontierland, but for right now, I think Frontierland is currently my favorite.
And I want to go back to one thing about the Haunted Mansion that I wanted to talk about. And this is for any parents out there with younger children. Well, you mentioned that when you got terrorized by Constance in the attic. Here's the thing. If you have young kids and you haven't gone through this yet, when they're really young, like when you were...
notice it.
From 2.5 years old, you start...
you just zone it out.
Because you don't understand scary yet. Yeah. So you loved the Haunted Mansion, and we went on it 5 times one trip because you loved it so much, and you were 3. But when you hit...
5 times?
By the time you hit 5, you started to understand fear, and we got stuck in front of Constance, which is the scariest. I mean, the rest of it... She's holding an axe and talking about killing her husband.
Yeah, personally, isn't Disney's... This is when you say every Disney ride's for kids. Do you want your kid to see that? Because...
Well, no one said every Disney ride's for kids. I don't think Expedition Everest is for kids.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So people who think Disney's just for little kids...
Yeah, that's another episode. Actually, that's a good episode. Let's park that. But I just wanted to bring that up. there will come a time when they actually start to understand fear, and then they might get a little scared. Then you didn't want to go on it for a couple of years.
Well, because I was traumatized.
Yeah, you were traumatized, and then you went back and went on it. So lots of good rides. We don't have to go through every single one in the park. We've done some of our favorites, but
So tell me, dining.
Okay, Magic Kingdom. I don't want to compare it to all the parks because we're going to talk about each one differently. But Magic Kingdom is, for me, generally speaking,
The best part.
No, it is sort of middle of the road dining.
Huh.
I would say.
I have never heard you say that about the Magic Kingdom before.
And I'm going to say this from my opinion, and we do a lot of Disney dining, as you know.
I love this. You never.
And
ever
I did
criticize
graduate
it at
from
all.
culinary school.
Oh boy.
I will throw that in. So
Oh boy.
I know a thing or two about food from that restaurant perspective. However, there are no, really, just think of it. There are no standout amazing restaurants in the Magic Kingdom.
I think you're forgetting the big castle that jumps out at you
Okay, and here's what I'll say.
when you enter.
That is my favorite. And I know that people are split on this, but Cinderella's...
What's wrong with it?
I think Cinderella's Royal Table...
Who's split on it? Who doesn't like it?
Some people just don't think it's good. But I'll tell you, from our perspective, and we've eaten there a lot at every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Who doesn't think it's good?
And I like it. I think the food is... It's not the best thing in the world, but it's good.
It's not the best thing in the world, but it's also not.
And I mean, you don't go there. Character dining is a whole other show as well. But character dining, let's face it, you're not going for the food.
Yeah,
You're going for the characters, but, you want the food to be good. And I would say it's better than some. For example, another one there, Crystal Palace with Winnie the Pooh. I don't think the food there is that great, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
And that's the park to me. It's okay. There's a lot of okay stuff. There's a lot of less than okay stuff.
You know what I like there?
What?
You know when you cut through that shop to go to the Emporium? I don't know why, but maybe because it's junk food, but I love it there.
Casey's Corner.
Yeah.
You're talking about a good spot if you want to get hot dogs and
Casey's
fries.
Corner.
It's always so busy. It's not my favorite hot dog in Walt Disney World. But yeah. But you know what I like better for burgers and stuff, although it's not quick service. So let's separate this out first.
Oh.
So for table service dining, I like Cinderella's Royal Table.
Oh, table service also. I want to talk about the Belle and the Beast castle a little bit.
Okay, be our guest.
Yeah, be our guest. Because their castle dining it doesn't compare to Cinderella's, I don't think.
And it's gone downhill a lot. It used to be, when it first opened,
It was pretty good.
it was pretty good. Almost the best, I'd say, at that time. To me, in the park.
I wouldn't call it the best. I still think Cinderella topped it when it opened, but it was a close second.
It was good. But now it's, again, like many restaurants, it has slipped in its offering. And it's you go now, like I said, sort of like character dining, in my opinion, you go for the atmosphere, which is awesome. Seeing those rooms, walking around, be sure you visit all the rooms is great. The food's okay. Again, it's not great, but it's pricey for okay food. One that I really like, right beside the ice cream shop at the end of Main Street on your right, is the Plaza.
Yes.
And the Plaza's just a burger joint around the corner, but it's good. If you just want a nice burger and a sit down, and it's not quick service, so it's a good little spot. So I recommend the Plaza. I like it.
I like the Plaza. It's not very well promoted, I think.
Yeah, it's busy usually.
It's sort of hidden.
It's sort of hidden. It's around the corner, and the ice cream store on the corner takes all the attraction. But it's right beside it on your way to Tomorrowland in the first right at the end of Main Street.
I think more people should check it out.
And what about Skipper Canteen? Do you remember Skipper Canteen? It's across from Jungle Cruise.
No.
You might not remember
that entire area. Just no.
It's okay. Like it's you know what I like about it? They have some sort of unique dishes, so it's worth checking out. Now, quick service. There's a lot. And there's a lot of sort of the old style junky food there, but I still don't mind it for quick service, right? So let's talk about the good quick services. One that Mommy loves, Columbia Harbor House. You remember that?
Mommy likes it because it's healthy.
Because it's healthy. So yeah, it's
Which is why I don't like it.
It's sort of the healthiest of the quick service, I guess, in that part.
But it's not healthy per se.
Well, you can get fish there and stuff.
Yeah,
you can get a fish in a salad or something like that. So that's healthy.
Yeah,
that's
I'll give you
healthier. There's
that.
no fried foods and it's fish. So she likes that option. Pico's Bills used to be good when it was just a
Yeah.
burger place, and now they ruined it. So we don't go there anymore. And hopefully they
Yeah.
change that menu out. Cosmic Rays, you know that one that's all fried food, fried chicken over in
Oh,
Tomorrowland.
yeah. I love Cosmic
Again, I
Rays.
get how people think it's just gross crap, disgusting, and it sort of is, but I like it every now and then. If you want fried food and fries, it's not bad.
That's what I do because I don't normally, well, okay, not that I don't normally eat that. I love the food, but I don't eat it every day. So when I go to Disney on a vacation, I'm going to eat bad food, okay?
And listen,
Disney is a vacation spot. It's not the healthy planet.
and it
the
used to
world.
be, if you haven't gone there
I know,
for a
it
long
used
time,
to be much worse.
that used to be what all the food was. It was pretty junky 10 years ago.
All of it?
Maybe more than 10 years ago now, 15 years ago. There wasn't a lot of healthy
So
food options.
pre-me is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, pre-you. Pre-me. Pre-me, if you're Amelia. Yes,
Pre-me.
it was sort of junky. And the other one that I think has gotten a bit better is the Pinocchio's Village House, which is the
Yeah.
pizza. You can get pizza there.
I like Pinocchio's
It's
Village
not
House.
bad.
You get to make a wish, and I think it's cute.
Yes, the wishing book. So let's move on to that. Just looking at our schedule here. Let's move on to what I would call, what did I call? Other things about the park. So we're opening it up to the category. So I
right.
think I'll start by saying I think there's more detail and magic in the Magic Kingdom than any other park, which makes sense. It was the original sort of,
That's sort of what Walt worked on a lot.
yeah, it was, on his vision, the first Disneyland that wasn't Disneyland type of thing. So there is so much to it, so many magical things. We've talked about some of these in other shows. You just mentioned the wishing book in
The
there,
wishing book is great.
the
and
hidden
I think
Pascals.
Yes.
The special horse on the carousel. There's just so many things in there
Yeah.
worth exploring. And we talked about in our episode a couple of times ago, let's bring back the old time magic when they had those paintbrushes.
Yeah, what was wrong with that?
Somebody
That's what I don't get.
Somebody on Twitter after said, people were stealing them. And maybe that's why. And I said, listen, if you're listening, Disney, there is an easy solution to this. Just put a little RFID chip inside those paintbrushes like you did in the bottomless drinking cups.
Mm-hmm.
And when someone boards the boat to leave the island, if they got one in their bag, a little beep goes off and you say, excuse me, did you know that you're supposed to turn that in? So you give them an out if they're trying to steal it.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry. Yeah, whatever.
Oh, oops. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I had no idea.
Yeah. So
I totally didn't know.
so
Yes, you
there's a
did. Well,
solution
we'll
if
give you-
that was the reason. But
Yeah, we'll
but
give you
I
a break, people.
digress.
Yes, you digress.
So I think, Magic Kingdom is truly the Magic Kingdom. There's so
Yeah.
much there. It's okay. It's great. There's so many good attractions, okay dining, and lots of magic. Now,
But it's not the only good one.
let's turn to the next park to open, which was the most sort of bizarre of the parks, especially at the time. I've told that story before, this science
I
park.
love this story.
I don't need to retell the story. It's in a past episode of when my father first told us about this as kids.
And you can see how kids would go, a learning park? Really?
So let's think of it that way. If you really think about Epcot, now we're looking at Epcot, we've got two parts. We've got World Showcase and we've got Future
Yeah.
World. Now, it is in the midst of a major overhaul.
So this
So-
is all probably going to be out of date very soon.
Not all of it, but some.
Most of it.
Well,
most
let
of
me
it.
put it this way. Let's start with rides and attractions.
Oh, right.
They're getting better.
Yes,
They're
they are.
really, even
Other
though
than
there
that.
was Soarin' and Test Track and Frozen Ever After now, there really wasn't a-
Frozen Ever After.
well, it's popular with kids who like Frozen, younger than you. A few years ago, you
Sure.
would have loved it. So
Sure.
don't judge, my friend. Don't judge.
Maybe I'll like it better after Frozen 2. I think they should do a little bit of an update for Frozen 2.
But now we're adding Ratatouille and Cosmic Rewind coaster,
What's
which
Cosmic Rewind?
that's the Guardians of the Galaxy coaster going where
That
the
I'm
Universe of
excited
Energy
for.
was. Yes, this park sorely needs. So 2 more attractions really going to turn the park around,
but
I
the
think.
Ratatouille ride?
Well, I know you didn't like it because it was a
In
bit
Dis-
herky-jerky
in
and
Disney-
3D.
Not that. It's just...
Why did
It's
you
just
not
not
like
a
it?
good ride. Well, first of all, I could tell, like most of the things, you can't tell that there's a screen there. But on the one, maybe it's just the poor Imagineering in Disneyland Paris, or maybe it was an off pixelation that day. But I could so tell, like it was very blatantly obvious for me that it was a screen.
So I guess we're going to give it a chance and
It was
see.
not as immersed. so-
Hopefully,
Yeah.
They do, you know,
I'm expecting it to be better than Disneyland
the
Paris.
far
so,
updated version. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm hoping
so
it's better than Disneyland Paris.
Please.
I didn't dislike it as much as
Yeah.
you and Mommy did. Well, but, you know, hopefully it'll be better.
Yeah.
But there's not a ton other than that.
Yeah.
So given what's there now, what is your favorite ride or attraction?
Spaceship
at Epcot?
Earth.
Spaceship Earth. Okay, that's
Actually, no. Mission Space.
Really? Are
Yeah.
you just saying that because we've watched a lot of space shows recently?
It seems more fun now. 'cause
You
I was
rarely
like,
go on it.
I love the ride though. Yeah, I rarely go on it because I have to go alone and wait in the line by
it's-
myself.
That's one of the only
it's not
rides
really fun.
that, as I aged, the screen is so close to your face. It is now
It's so
affecting
fun,
me.
though.
I still love thrill rides, but Mission Space for some reason, and I don't want to do the easy one. If I can't do the green, then I don't want to go on it.
Green is awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. For me, I think it's still Test Track.
Oh my god!
Even though there's just
And
that
there's Soarin' there too. My mind just goes
a
blank.
burst of speed.
You know, I lied. It's Test Track. My mind just totally forgot about
But
that.
you know, when I pick these things, it's sort of like, I have to pick from these okay rides. So I'm hoping Cosmic Rewind really is a killer.
But I really like Test Track. I think my top 3 would be Test Track, Mission Space, Soarin', and then if I had to add a 4th, Spaceship Earth.
Yeah, I like
really
Soarin'
like it.
too, but I've noticed even on the new ones, Soarin' Around
Yeah.
the World, the warped screen really annoys me now. Like an Eiffel
Yeah.
Tower that's curved and Taj Mahal that's curved.
I know.
Unless you're dead center in the right
And
layer.
we've never been.
Well, we rarely are. So
I've never been. You say
it
rarely, I
it just
say never.
bugs me. They need to find a way to fix that.
It's so irritating.
It is
I'm
for
not.
me.
I'm not insane.
I still
It's
like it.
irritating.
We still go on it. I like the smells and all the stuff, and it's pretty cool feeling. But I wish they would be able to fix that somehow.
I do. Because it feels fake.
Now, let's talk about
Dining.
where I say, without a doubt, Epcot is the single best park for food in Walt Disney World. I think it's a runaway.
I want to disagree with you, but I can't.
I mean, World Showcase alone.
Yeah.
So first of all, I'm going to say World Showcase, I think, it's my feeling, people don't spend enough time actually exploring World Showcase.
They don't, because
Even we don't now.
but it's big too.
It's big,
It's so
and
huge.
if
I
it's
think
hot out.
you almost need 2 days to really.
But
Because you get tired.
the pavilions actually have quite a bit of neat stuff if you,
know,
really
my
spend your
personal
time
favorite
looking
is
around.
Germany.
That's just because of the caramel store and the Werther's.
Delicious.
But that's my
It's
point.
so
there
good.
are some ones that are popular. There's the L'Artisan de Glace in the France Pavilion, which I honestly don't think is that great for ice cream and glace, but it's popular.
I don't mind it. We tried it. It's not bad.
then there's the caramel shop, and
It's made right there.
yeah, there's some cool
You
there's some
can't
cool
top
treats.
that. Come on.
Definitely some cool treats. But honestly, we've talked about attractions. There's a few attractions in
Yeah.
World Showcase, but not really many.
Attractions aren't-
Ratatouille's going to help.
Is it?
It's going to make France busier, though. We'll have to see how they cue
so
it.
is it going to help? Is it going to hurt?
But let's talk about table service dining first of all.
For Epcot, I don't think the table service dining is that great. I think it's okay. I think Monsieur Paul's is pretty good.
So let me challenge
Yes.
you. Takumi Te.
Oh,
Probably
okay.
one of
I'm
the
forgetting
best.
everything.
Yeah, probably one of the best restaurants in all of Walt Disney World after Victoria and Albert's.
Now, you say that because, yes, the food is fantastic, but it's also so fancy. Like, it's not an everyday
Takumi Te,
meal. It's
Monsieur
not.
Paul that you mentioned.
Yeah.
Le Cellier, another great one. There
Cellier?
are Le Cellier in the Canada Pavilion, which you love as a steak restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
It is there is a lot, and there's so many more. Via Napoli in Italy, which we don't go to a lot, but
There's
people
just
love.
so much.
There's so much dining, and there's good dining.
Yeah,
there's
I
also
forgot
not
about all
good.
the table service. And, yeah, so
There's
let's
not
talk about
good
the
as
not
well.
good table service.
Well, we don't have to go through the not goods. There's like Akershus there. You know, the princess experience there. Some people really love it. Yeah, it's sort of Norwegian-inspired food, but it's not that. So that's something to be aware of if you have picky kids.
Oh, yeah.
They may not like the offering there, but also it's just not that good. It's
the facial expression.
It's not that good.
It's
Come
good.
on. Even the princesses are not quite the A-team that you find in Cinderella's Royal
it's
Table
not
when they're
that
casting.
good. That's the perfect way to describe it. It's not that good.
It's not bad. Not. There's very few things that are
There's a difference between
bad,
okay, and not that good.
right, that are just bad.
They're not the same thing.
Like, we've never got food poisoning. I'm sure somebody has at some point, but at Walt Disney World in 50 years, I've never gotten sick. So
I haven't.
That's not the bar I want to set. But, there's nothing bad.
Yeah.
And now things are going to change. Like Electric Umbrella is sort of like the cosmic rays of Epcot.
You think so?
Quick service, sort of junky stuff, but I like it. And hopefully it comes back after the run-up.
I don't remember it.
Yeah, well, it's just the quick service one there. You probably don't pay attention to the names.
I don't.
But the healthy one there, which is really, really good in Epcot. Inside, well, there's also other stuff. Inside the land,
Always a healthy
downstairs, there's a sort of a food court.
Food cart.
A food court seasons, and that area has something for everyone. It can get busy, so like most of these, try to get to lunch certainly between 11:30 and 11:45 to beat the crowds. But that quick service is good. So Epcot truly, from a dining experience,
it's really
solid. Let alone the festivals and the drinking. I know you haven't started that yet.
That's what I was thinking, like the food carts, but I forgot about all the table serving.
So food and wine and flower and garden. These food carts and drink carts are going crazy, and there's tons of good stuff. Definitely go to those. The little booths where they have the $7 samplers or $8 things of just little snack foods you can eat your way around the world.
I'd bring like $100 and just go to
just eat your way around the world.
10.
Tons of fun. What about little hidden things? What do you like about Epcot and what do you dislike about Epcot?
Well, Epcot's not my favorite park. It's also not my least. No, it's my least favorite park. It's my least favorite park. But when I say that,
not because it's bad.
Yeah.
So something's got to be on the bottom.
Yeah. Disney, I mean, it's all really great. Like you said, the dining's okay. There was no bad dining at Disney. Well, there's
I would
very
say there's
rare
bad
dining at Disney.
You can have a bad day, but the ones we're being critical on purpose because you've got to separate.
Critical.
Yeah, not everything's the same, so obviously something's going to be on the bottom.
Like we said the worst of the worst. We're being overly critical. Let's be honest.
We are. Yeah, just because we want to separate them. But what do you like about Epcot?
I think it does have a few good rides, regardless of what you say. I like Test Track. I don't mind Soarin'. I like it. Even with the warped Eiffel Tower and stuff.
And there's kiddie stuff like the Seas and Figment, Journey into Imagination.
I like that it has the DVC lounge. I like that.
Yes, the Disney Vacation Club lounge.
The drinks, and then you go out with your drink, and then you get the popcorn. That's the Disney experience.
If you're a DVC member, you have not tried the lounge.
You like Epcot.
You must do it. It's one of the little. It's our own little Club 33. Not quite, but feels like that to us.
I like that, and I really like Mission Space. I think you should try it again, and just try the orange. Just try it.
No, I don't want to go on the orange.
It's not easy. Mumby was like ready to throw
I'm not. Listen, I've had many years on the good one, so I'm not going to downgrade.
It's so good, and watching space shows, it looks incredibly accurate.
Yeah, it was, and it was the only one. It might still be with a throw-up bag in it. At Walt Disney World. It was the only attraction.
Why is there a throw-up bag in it?
Because people get sick in that spinning. There's a lot of spinning in G-force, when you're taking off.
Yeah.
So that's one thing.
Awesome. I loved it.
But I do like Epcot. I like it. I do really love World Showcase. And even as a kid, I loved it a lot more than I thought I would. The Future World's always been a bit of a mess with the Innovations buildings and all that. So maybe they're cleaning that up. Mm-hmm. I will say the rides they have, they are good.
But Epcot, I have an idea for you. 0G gravity ride.
I think they've tried stuff like that before.
Try it again.
Yeah.
With modern technology. Get NASA back in there, Disney.
Yeah, that would be
Come on, let's do something.
That could either go in Tomorrowland, get rid of the Speedway and put that in Tomorrowland.
No.
Come on, a Speedway is not Tomorrowland.
A hyperway.
Unless they make flying cars somehow. Just change it all to just dump that thing. There's so much prime land.
Do hypercars, like a hyperloop, but with cars. Do that.
Now I like that way of thinking.
That is an
idea.
And
it would be great right next to Tron too.
All
right. So that rounds out our first two.
There was no way to do 4.
No, but we are going to do the other 2 parks. We may not do it next week. We'll mix it up a little bit, but we will tackle it. I'm looking forward to Hollywood Studios and Animal Kingdom.
Soon on 1923 Main Street.
Because those are 2 that are more closely in competition, even with Galaxy's Edge. So watch for
Those
that
are my
coming in
top-
the
We
future.
just did my bottom half, and next week not next week, but soon we're doing my top half.
So we hope you enjoyed this. Let us know what you think about these parks,
Yeah, do you
especially
agree?
Epcot. I'm especially
Disagree?
Epcot. I like to hear opinions about Epcot because it's sort of the one that has the most polarizing opinions, I think. So let us know. Check us out on 1923 Main Street all over social media. That
We're
is our
everywhere.
handle, pretty much everywhere.
And make sure to check out our Patreon page.
Yes, at patreon.com/
/1923 Main
and we have
Street.
lots of goodies for those who want to support the show in that way.
And even if you don't want to pay, share our links with your friends.
Yes, if you like
we
the
really
show,
appreciate it.
please share it. We totally appreciate it. So thanks everyone for joining us this week, and we hope you have a magical day.
Bye-bye.